Don't mind my eating food right now. But I wasn't going to make a video on the Haason Reddick trade request out of New York, but I just happened to be watching the top 100 players of 2024, every player's best play video that came out a couple of days ago, just while I eat dinner. And I got to Haason Reddick's sack, and it just made me feel like, you know what, whatever, let's talk about it. This whole thing is stupid. Just straight to the point. This whole thing is very stupid, and I don't know who's the stupider party, the Jets for going after Haason Reddick, knowing that they're going to have to pay him as much money as he's wanting to keep him and have him play, or Haason Reddick for not just taking what he can get, given situations that his team is in, you know? The Jets right now are in a really solid spot, in my personal opinion, when it comes to competing and all of that. And the Eagles, well, we already know the Eagles have one of the most talented rosters at the moment, and he would have been great in, supplying some extra support on that pass rush. And instead of, working with the GMs, working with the Eagles or the Jets, he is wanting... And listen, get to the players. Get your money, get paid, all of that. I understand that, and I am all in support for the players getting what they feel they deserve. But at the same time, there's more than just what you want. There's what the team wants and what they're able to give in order to keep what they want and to have things work out the way they want to. And sometimes teams aren't willing to give super huge amounts of money to players who they don't feel have as much value as the player is thinking they do, or B, they just don't have the room. They don't have the space cap-wise, And in this case, I just questioned the agent for Haason Reddick. How much money are you guys asking for? To get the no from the Eagles, despite us wanting to keep you, despite you claiming you want to stay here, and then going right down the street further up North Jersey to the Jets, a pretty solid defense, a pretty solid team that has plenty of potential this year to make a run in a division where the Bills, in my personal opinion, have taken a massive step down, and the Dolphins, while are good, haven't been able to get it done when it matters most. How much are you asking for? And is it worth it? Is it really worth you going from team to team within an off season? You were with the Eagles a few months ago. You've been with the Jets the last couple of months, and you haven't even said hi to the coaches and to the players because you're not showing up to training camp. Not a good look, And certain players, it's different. Like CeeDee Lamb, for example, much different situation. He is their man on the offense, and he's worth every penny. He is a phenomenal talent. Not to say Haason Reddick isn't, but CeeDee Lamb isn't pushing 30 or 31 or however old Haason Reddick is right now. He's just not. And he's got more upside, more value, more longevity than a guy like Haason Reddick does realistically. Like if we're projecting, obviously. That's not to say Haason Reddick won't still be good for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years, however long he wants his contract to be. I'm just thinking realistically. And clearly he is not. Clearly his agent is not. And the Eagles and the Jets both agreed they're not willing to pay as much money as he is asking for, and that is the problem right now. Both teams would have been happy to keep him if they weren't getting forced into a huge contract when they realistically are not in the position to be giving that much money to a player pushing 30 who, sure, his numbers are good, but I love Haason Reddick. Last year, along with the whole defense, of course, but if we're talking about our superstars on defense, Haason Reddick really turned into a ghost last year and didn't show up a lot in certain games where we needed the defense to provide some help for the offense. One of the biggest issues last year were sacks and turnovers and not being as high as the previous year when we went to the Super Bowl, and that's a big part in it. He might have had double-digit sacks, but it sure as heck did not feel like it. That's just my opinion. So, listen, I would still love to have him here. If Howie Roseman wants to do the funniest thing in the world, by all means, if it can make it work, of course. And if the Jets decide they want to fork over the money or he wants to get traded, trade him to a team that will definitely give him the money, but who cares about the situation that team is? He could be traded. He could be traded to, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a really bad team, like the Broncos or something right now. A team that really is not looked at to be that great of a team, Just why not? Go to Minnesota. They could definitely use you on the defense. Will they spend that much money for you? I don't know. Who knows? But the whole situation is just, it's an interesting mess. That's all I'll say. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. The Eagles, man, Super Bowl, hopes, playoffs. I don't know why I'm talking playoffs. I just want to talk about the opening day, man. I'm excited.